Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today, as promised, I am going to talk about emotions, what they are, how to navigate your emotions, and how to manage your emotional state. Yes, to kind of influence your reality around you. Okay, so stay tuned. Emotions. Remember what I said in my previous video about attention and focus. So we can all agree that our emotions, they drive our life. Yes? So focus / attention they will all determine your emotional state. Yes? Emotional state during the day. Yes? Your overall emotional state. Why am I saying that? Because, well, it's pretty easy. So the more you focus your attention on what's happening, the more you're gonna feel in a certain way, right? Depending on what you're focusing on. Easy. So if I am focusing again on everything that's been going bad in my life, etc., I'm gonna feel in a certain way, and you tell me how I'm gonna feel. So if I focus all my attention on today I was rushing to work, and then I kind of I forgot my wallet, and then I lost my keys, and then I just I met this person I really don't get along with, etc. And then I got fined, and now I need to pay £200 for this bill, blah, 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 blah. You're feeling probably stressed out, you're feeling in this negative loop, you're kind of stuck in this negative loop, right? And everything, because your attention is there, you are feeling in a certain way, right? And the opposite is true too. So if you focus on what's going on well, on how the weather is so sunny today, and I'm so grateful for this, and today I talked to my friend for half an hour, and it was so lovely to catch up, etc. Again, you are going to experience a different emotional state, right? Because your attention is on what's been going well in your life. True. So once you really understand this, you have the power to influence your reality, all right? You are getting your power back. Instead of feeling like life is happening to you, you understand that actually life can happen for you, and it's your choice on what do I want to focus on in my life, okay? And I love this metaphor. So it's not about life being roses and unicorns and flowers all the time. Yes, because we all have our challenges, we all have our days where there are things going on, right? But again, it's your choice. It's where you are choosing to focus your attention on, right? So how can you influence your emotions so that you can influence your reality? So first of all, you need to understand how your emotions work and what triggers your emotion. As I said, the attention, obviously, but then there is something else. So emotions are, let's say, created. I don't feel that it's the right word for it, but it's just because I have a lack of words right now and I really don't want to post this video. So let's say that emotions are triggered, created by your images in your mind. You know, when you're imagining stuff in your head. Yes, you're kind of daydreaming. You have these pictures in your mind. So let's call them images. Images, right? Yes, you can see it. Then what else do we have? We have probably that inner voice, yes, telling us stuff. So our thoughts. Yes, let's make this arrow a bit longer. So thoughts. Yes. What you're thinking during the day, most of the time, your thoughts. So images, thoughts. What else? Our words. So what we are telling using our voice to others and also to ourselves. If you like talking to yourself, I don't know, maybe you do. I do that from time to time. So voice. Let's say words. Yeah, words. Words. There you go. So all of these, it doesn't make sense, doesn't it? So the words you use on a daily basis, the thoughts you have on a daily basis, and the images that you picture in your mind on a daily basis, they're all gonna determine your emotional state. Yes, your overall emotional state during the day. And we can also say that thoughts, words, and images, it's your attention. Yes, it's like, what am I focusing on? So let's change color. Yes, thoughts, words and images, it's basically part of your attention. Where does your attention go during the day? Your focus. Attention. Yeah. So why knowing is empowering? Because we operate on autopilot for different reasons. We were thought this way, we never questioned our autopilot and why we feel in a certain way, why we do certain things, and that's all good. That's all good. That's probably why you're here, because you are interested in these things. And yes, and I'm just doing my best to make it as simple as possible for you to understand. So if you know that your thoughts, your words, and your images in your mind are influencing your emotional state during the day, you automatically know that you have the power to just change it, right? If you're not happy about your emotions this particular day, you know what to do in order to just change that emotional state. How you do that? By changing this, by changing words, thoughts, and images. So, example, if you are one of those people who keeps telling themselves, oh, you know, I'm not really good at this, or I never do this because of this reason, or I'm scared because of that, or you know, I'm just I am stupid, I'm just not smart enough for that, and you know, that inner critic. Yes, that's called inner critic, that voice that we have a bit negative about ourselves and the world, or again, yes, maybe the world is such a dangerous place, and there are so many bad things happening out there, and I'm so unlucky, etc. So do you understand that this is actually influencing how you're feeling about yourself, right? Because you keep repeating these sentences which are not empowering at all. So you need to shift that. You need just to swap that. Instead of saying that, oh, you know, I'm so stupid, oh, silly me, even if it's a joke, you know, because your mind doesn't really understand the joke thing. It's I mean, it does, you do know it's a joke, but it's kind of, it's a belief that keeps repeating itself. Yes, and unconsciously, subconsciously, and even consciously somehow, you sooner or later you're gonna believe it. You're gonna believe that yes, I'm probably not smart enough for this, right? Is this belief serving you? Probably not. I mean, you decide, guys. It's your life. Me, from my perspective, it doesn't serve you. So you better choose what serves you. Yes, and it's your life. It's your life. Choose what is serving you. Choose what makes you feel good. I know it might sound cliche and flowers and unicorns, but do you agree that we all have things that, you know, challenges and problems in life? And plus, if you are adding all these words that are not serving you in any way, they're actually slowing you down. They're creating even more problems. So just choose wisely. And first of all, be aware. Check it yourself. How do you address yourself during the day? What type of statements you make about yourself? And me personally, I used to do this before learning all of this stuff during my therapy course. I used to do this, yeah, like on a daily basis without even realizing it, again, because it's so unconscious. You do it on autopilot until someone makes you notice this pattern, right? So stop using words that are not serving you, like I'm stupid, I'm not smart enough, etc., because there is something behind these words that is making you, obviously, is making you believe this about yourself, and also is slowing you down in life, because emotionally you feel that you are not worthy enough of that particular thing. So words, thoughts. Obviously, if I'm thinking things, what's the difference between thoughts and words? Well, words, you're using your speech, your words, your voice, and maybe you are talking to people as well. Whereas thoughts, they are in your mind, and usually they are associated with your images in your mind, because we are very imaginative, we are very creative. Yes, so just check it for yourself. What type of thoughts do you have on a daily basis? Yes, just kind of try to zoom out from that autopilot position and realize, okay, what are my thoughts? What are my words? What are the images in my mind on a daily basis? Overall, I'm not saying that you need to be 100% perfect. No, that's okay. That's life. It's just how quickly we pick ourselves up, okay? How quickly we recognize that we are doing this and we just swap the script, okay? So instead of saying, oh, see, I've made the mistake again, I'm so silly. How do you swap the script? You just say, oh, okay, so this happened. What am I learning from this? Because I'm such a good learner. Every time a challenge comes my way, I learn something constructive. I learn something that improves me, my qualities, and really helps me reach my goal, for example. See, that's a different way. It's an empowering way of seeing your reality, of telling your brain something completely different about yourself. And that's also how you improve your confidence. See, many of us, we do struggle a lot with confidence for many different reasons, most of the time related to our childhood, but more on that next time. Yeah, so we do have these unconscious patterns, unconscious beliefs and things that we tend to say about ourselves, and they're related to low confidence. So when, as I said earlier, oh, I'm so silly, I've made this mistake again, etc., if you keep saying that, nothing's gonna change. So if you want to change your reality, you need to change yourself first. How you do that? Start paying attention on the words you're using on a daily basis. Are they empowering? Are they disempowering? How do you know the difference? Based on how they make you feel, okay? What is empowering? It's something that makes you feel empowered, okay? What's disempowering? It's something that makes you feel disempowered and sad and silly and stupid, okay? So that's easy. That's how you distinguish between the two states. Yes, thoughts exactly the same. What are your thoughts? So do you think always about the worst case scenario because that makes you feel a bit safer? Okay, worst case scenario, this can happen, so I need to be ready and I need to be prepared, and so I'm gonna do this and I'm gonna do that, etc. And you're putting all these anxiety on you, right? You're so stressed out because you are thinking about the worst case scenario. Yeah, so are you this type of thinker? Or if you are, how can you just shift this? Just, you know, like a coin, just on the other side. Yes, what can you do to empower yourself? And a trick for your mind, guys, actually, never use like negatives. For example, if I told you don't think about a pink elephant, how do you imagine that? Do you imagine like a pink elephant with a cross on it? Like, how do you think that happens? That's because your mind can't really imagine something in negative. Like, don't think about this. What you're gonna do, you're gonna think about this. Okay, don't think about the pink elephant in the room. What you're thinking, you're seeing an image in your mind. You're seeing this pink elephant in the room. So your mind doesn't really get the word don't. So yes, don't feel so anxious. What are you doing? You're feeling even more anxious because the attention is not on don't. We don't understand it. The attention is on what did I say? Nervous. Don't feel that nervous. Don't feel so anxious. So your attention is going to be on the word anxious. Yes, because our brain can't really get the word don't. It just, try it yourself. Again, it doesn't have to be a pink elephant. It can be a white snowman. Don't think about a white snowman. Just don't think about a white snowman. And what's in here? What are you thinking? What are you imagining? It's a white snowman. It's just, yeah. So never use negatives, guys, to empower yourself. That's my point. Don't use negatives like I am never anxious, because your attention, how our brain works, the attention is gonna be on the word, on the quality, on the adjective that you're using. Like, don't be anxious. I feel anxious. Yeah, so I am never stressed out. Instead of that, you must say, if you want to shift it, if you want to shift this script, you should say, I always feel in control. Instead of I'm never anxious. I always feel in control. See, it's different. Just close your eyes for a second and tell yourself, I'm never anxious. And then think, I am always in control. Yes? Can you feel the difference? It's different, isn't it? So again, use empowering words and avoid negatives because our brain just doesn't register it. Same for images. Because you are producing a thought, you are creating images in your mind. As I mentioned earlier, we are very creative, and I'm sure you do the daydreaming stuff probably on a daily basis, I don't know, or occasionally. Same for images. If most of the time the images in your head are not empowering, are actually very negative, very apocalyptic, etc., you tell me how you feel. All right, you tell me how you feel overall during your day. So yeah, really consciously choose what you are imagining. You can do that. Yeah, maybe if you're not used to it, and that's totally fine, it's just a muscle. You can train it. If you haven't imagined like consciously anything for a long period of time, it's gonna take you a couple of days, a week, okay? But because we are We are just wired for it. It's just the way we operate. Yes, we are very creative, we are very imaginative, so at some point you're gonna just catch up with it very quickly. Yes, just it's like a muscle, you can train everything. Yes, so I hope that was helpful. It was intended to be quite short. So guys, I will talk to you next time, and yes, I'm probably gonna share more about this. And yes, so just I hope to see you soon. Have a lovely rest of your day. Bye.